cost of buying that back. First one was 10 million, and then somehow went up to 13, and apparently now it's 24. I have no idea how that happened. I thought the real estate prices were dropping. And it's just paddocks now. It's expensive grass. Oh, there's a prison there, so we inherited an ugly prison. And some people have some feeling about their prison as a heritage site. But with many of our view, that's a sign of colonisation, colonising that moment. Bad juju there, it used to be hung there. You can kind of feel it just when you're outside the walls. So here we inherited the prison. It cost over $1 million to bowl that, and we want to bowl it. I don't understand why you'd go to a prison to look at it for a tourism activity. Personally, it's bizarre to me. And it hasn't been there that long. So what we envisage is a marae complex, Wharenui, Parekai, and Kuango, and a Papakaina, which is a village. There used to be 50 houses up there, prison guard houses. Some of our whānau actually went and lived at prison, lived in those houses. Unfortunately, some of the whānau were having holiday on the inside as well. So you see that as whānau looking after the farm. I understand that there may be some people who have an issue with us wanting to build a marae complex and a Papakaina there. I would say to those people, but don't keep. We gave up 90% of Wellington and the Hutt Valley, 100 muskets and some gunpowder. It's a steal. And at the time our chiefs couldn't speak English, didn't understand the British ideals of land tenure. To us, you can't own land in that context. You can create a title, have some sort of control, but the land owned to you will be gone long before planet Earth implodes. So, first and foremost, we want to protect the value of the taiao, and in the second instance, building a marae and Papakaina up there is actually a coastal retreat plan. Our marae, of which there are also 2 Papakaina on the lowlands. I was born and raised in Waikato. We also have a new Papakaina at Greta Point, Stevens Bay. Waikato is 2K inland, it's only 4 metres above sea level, so we may as well be living in Toyota. And it hasn't flooded yet, but I think Gabriel was a wake-up call of the potential that could happen in Wellington. If Gabriel had it, Wellington would be destroyed in part. So we feel it's imperative that we act now so we can have our cultural integrity as mana whenua, with Papakaina and the marae complex up on the top. There are some people within the iwi and in the general public that feel we need to share that. But as I've said, we've already shared 98% of Wellington, so we just have crumbs left. We're not being mean, we've shared enough. And by any accounts, it's quite generous. So we want it exclusively for our people. I understand people want that to be open space too, of the Heritage Park. I think, what did Andy say, 76 hectares, hopefully. That's quite a bit of open space to share, as opposed to 8 hectares on the top. And so, we don't support 700 houses on the top, and I think it's in 8 hectares. Crazy. Build that, and we put see last winter what happens when it's raining a lot. The cliffside properties get smashed. So we think putting 50 houses back there, maybe at the most 70, is not a big deal in our view. And I think it would also provide a complementary modern day park site for the 4 ancient park sites that are already up there. And I hope that people don't get too upset with our vision. But even if you do get upset, respectfully, I don't care. Kia ora.
Thank you very much for that. It's amazing description of what may be the future of Masai Moana. I'd next like to ask Joachim Lehmann to speak. Joachim is involved in the Miramar ecological restoration. He's done an amazing job over many years restoring large parts of the peninsula, plant life in particular. And obviously the peninsula is becoming a haven of nature, of birds. It's quite incredible to live in Miramar Peninsula now and see the bird life that's there. A lot of that's through Predator Free Miramar and the Miramar Ecological Restoration Society. So hopefully we can get some pictures up here.
Just be aware. While we get the stuff.
So there'll be a chance at the end of this, after a couple more speakers, to hear from the floor. I'm sure people have a lot of things they want to say, and we definitely want to hear them. It's really important that everybody starts to enjoy local democracy and making your voice heard on this important part of Wellington's ecology and history. So please, after what Andy said, you probably feel you're rearing to write to the Minister of the Environment, David Parker, to tell him not to grant a fast-track resource consent. Maybe you want to write to the council, tell them, talk to your local councillors, say that you don't want the restrictions on height limits and so on raised. So I'll pass over to you now, everybody.
Thank you very much. Hi, I'm seeing you all here and listen to basically what I have to say. So first of all, I'm from Sweden. I've been here for about 15 years now. So I've picked up a lot of cool stuff around this place, which I now basically call my home. And I actually just lived down from Mount Crawford as well, so this kind of affects me and the work we kind of do around here. And luckily the sun camera set a little bit down, so you can actually see some of the pictures that I presented on a slide for you guys here, which are all my photos from basically around the place. So Joachim is my name. I work on a normal day-to-day for Predator Free Wellington, so basically deal with a whole rat eradication, and we basically probably just have a few rats still hanging around, but otherwise we're pretty near being predator free, which is really But if you do see any rats, just hit me up as well and we'll come and get those guys as well. On the side of that, I run and coordinate Te Motukari Miramar Ecological Restoration, and I can probably talk about this all night. I'm just going to try to be quite short. But basically it's about kind of restoring the ecological health back to the peninsula. And I'm just going to focus on 3 areas roughly tonight, because it's basically the areas that's being affected about all this kind of development and things like that around Mount Crawford, Masai Moana. And the picture you have just here behind me is actually a view from the Scorching Bay Reserve, which is quite a nice place. So basically, if we go back to the time of human settlement, you basically would have had this amazing coastal forest, which is very dark, pretend it's night. So you would hear moorporks and lots of seabirds basically nesting around there, but you would basically have the majority of the tree species being made up of koikoi, titoki, hina, reba, kanuka, totara, and a bunch of other species. Most of these species are actually gone nowadays. We have 5 individual koi left, and they would cover roughly 80% of all the canopy. We have 13 titoki, we have 1 hina, 1 revereva, no kanuka or no adult totoras anymore, basically. So a lot of work for us to kind of bring back. And then basically by the time of the 1800s, basically most of that forest has just been confined to a few gullies. So you can see that picture of Centennial Reserve. So you have Darlington Road coming through down here, still prison land up at the top. So basically a little bit of pre-European bush just still in here in this gully. And you also have this view at the top there looking same direction where you actually still had the Ropakura or Para Lake being the central part of the peninsula as well, which has disappeared since then. And that picture is from 1938, by the way, the black and white one. And this is basically what it's looking like today. Quite an amazing place, lots of development. Roughly the whole peninsula is about 1,000 hectares. And some of these most important bush pieces, like Centennial Reserve, Scorching Bay Reserve, is basically just sitting at about 20 hectares each. And here is basically just 3 bush reserves, so Centennial Reserve in the middle here. And this is one of the more significant kind of areas of the bush we have on the peninsula as well. This piece of bush actually has a stream that flows all year through it, which is actually home to quite an amazing range of wildlife, actually quite a native fish as well, which I'll show you in a moment as well. We also have Carter Park up on your top right.